watching and listening to the Nerd Network Podcast, episode 13, movie review, Tenet.
Yeah,
I'm your host, Marcy, and I'm with Julian and Blake.
Yo.
Hey.
Blake has been MIA for so long. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Applause.
Yeah, a lot has happened since then.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's great. Is there a applause one on there?
Huh?
Is there
Yeah.
applause?
Yeah, man. I like
Oh,
it.
that's great. That's great. Awesome. So,
Very nice upgrade to our setup.
yeah, we haven't been here in a while. Yeah.
Really.
All right, let's go straight into Tenet. We're going to talk about Tenet first thoughts, and then we'll talk about spoilers. And I will alert you watchers and listeners about spoilers before we get into it.
Sounds good.
All right, first thoughts.
First thoughts was it was a definite mind melt. There's a lot to take in as far as any Christopher Nolan movie. I definitely will need to rewatch it again to fully understand everything that happened in it. It was pretty decent. I wouldn't put that as one of my favorite or best, in my opinion, as of right now. I need to rewatch it, but it's not in my top Nolan movies as of right now.
That's how I feel. I need to definitely rewatch it. I had to rewatch Inception like 2 or 3 times before it like stuck, and I was like, okay, I get this. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard reviewing it just from a first watch, but I thought it was pretty good. I liked how it came full circle with the story and everything.
Yeah.
And you're right, it definitely melted my mind. I'm still thinking about it. So
it's your typical Christopher Nolan movie, like Inception, where we don't know what the heck just happened.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I actually enjoyed the movie a lot. The cinematography was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good locations. Very good cinematography. Very good.
It just made it look so epic. Like the world that we were watching was just so big.
And he usually does a pretty good job of picking like dope locations and scenery and shit like that. So it was on par.
The scene where they're in the boats going reversed, and the windmills are just
right.
Oh, it's crazy. So from the beginning of the movie, I don't want to give spoilers away, but that first action scene is bam, it hits
incredible.
you.
Hits
you as soon as it
starts straight into the action. So I feel like it's hard to dive into this movie without giving spoilers away.
Yeah.
Well,
the first action scene, I've never seen a movie start like that. Boom.
And he does a really good job of that, because when you think of like Dark Knight, the opening scene was Joker, them picking up Joker and, them robbing the bank. And, I mean, I feel like Nolan does a really good job of introducing you into diving into this world.
He dives right into a heist right away.
Yeah, right away.
No,
that was really good.
No, it was really well done. I didn't expect that at all. And it was just off to the races after that. Pretty much.
There's a lot of good, definitely good action scenes. He does really good in action scenes.
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed in any of his action scenes at all.
No.
They're on point. Definitely on point.
John David Washington.
As far as him as an actor, yeah, man, I can get behind him.
No, he's a great actor for sure. After doing A Black Klansman,
right,
to doing this movie,
and I'd recently just rewatched that again, which was it's actually really good. His character development, I feel like it's coming along. He has some big shoes to fill in, being Denzel Washington's son and all.
I mean, those two movies are off the bat though. Black Klansman and this movie.
Right. What else is he's in Ballers too?
Yeah, he does a really good job.
He does
in Ballers.
really good in Ballers as well.
Yeah. Starring along Robert Pattinson, which now seeing him in this movie compared to other movies I've seen,
right?
He looks more grown.
He doesn't. Well, he's definitely more.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying he was still a little bit of a pretty boy, which is fine, but he's a grown, a little bit aged, grown.
And how did you feel about his character?
His character was obviously a bit mysterious in the beginning,
right? Without giving spoilers yet, we can't really.
Yeah, we can't say what happened. He did a great job.
I feel like he did too.
I agree.
He did a good job being the co-star.
I feel like this is definitely a good adjustment for like people to see him differently.
Yeah. Before
he does do Batman.
Yeah.
For like people.
No, this is a good.
After seeing this, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
That he'll do a good job in Batman.
Yeah, I was already confident before.
Like I was saying before, this is the transition movie before you go into seeing
him as the Dark Knight.
Yeah, because in this movie he wasn't 100% full on superhero mode.
Right. He's
kicking
a
ass left and
very
right.
good supporting role.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, more roles like that I feel like would have been great. It would have been a lot easier transition to see him in Batman. But now I've seen this, and now I see it more believable. And we kind of see a glimpse of him looking like a little bit like Bruce Wayne in these suits,
Oh yeah.
hair slicked back.
Kind of rich socialite type of dude.
Yeah, no, totally.
How'd you feel about the how'd you feel about the bad guy in this movie?
The antagonist.
The
Antagonist in this movie. I didn't like the way he talked.
You didn't like the way he talked?
No. I feel like it was very
like his Russian accent. Or?
No. I feel like his dialogue was like. I'm sorry. His speech was very like.
I feel like
Kinda-
coded or not so much. You didn't really understand. It wasn't. I kind of get what
Yeah,
you're
he
coming
was.
from.
I won't say he was talking in riddles,
Right,
but
right.
he was trying to sound I
Way
don't
more
know.
sophisticated and like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was your typical bad guy who wanted to talk cool.
Right.
I don't know, and that's just very stereotypical in these type of movies. Like you have that same James Bond type character villain that does the same thing.
I got you.
You know.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole narcissist are pretty much all the same type of people. You know, they may have excuses, but at the end of the day, they're all just assholes who want to, you know,
Rule the world.
Exactly.
No. And is that the guy that plays the world's greatest detective?
He is the guy who plays. Yes, he
murder-
is Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
No.
No, he's Sherlock Holmes. Oh, not Sherlock Holmes.
The guy from the Murder on the Oriental Express.
Is it?
Clarice
That's him.
Perot. What's
Yeah,
his name?
that's him.
That's him. Yeah.
So seeing him going from a good guy to a bad guy, that was
yeah,
really cool.
I totally forgot that until you said
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
Wow.
He did a good job as playing him in the. I watched the last one with Johnny Depp. That was pretty good. Murder on the Orient.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But they have another one coming out too.
They do.
Yeah.
Murder on the Nile.
Yeah.
But Murder on the Orient was actually pretty good. He did a good job in that. I totally forgot that until you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, because watching the trailer beforehand, the Nile one, I was like,
Oh, they showed that. So yeah, we didn't see that. We didn't see
you
that
guys
one.
didn't? Okay. Yeah, they saw that trailer beforehand. I was like, wait a minute, they look alike. Nope, they were the same actor. So no, he overall he did a good job though.
Yeah. He did portray himself as a complete piece of shit. So
Oh, of course.
he did a very good job at that.
Yeah, a complete rich piece of shit.
So I
Um,
feel like he came across as very evil
Yeah.
guy, and a very evil guy,
yeah,
nefarious, if you will.
very abusive and crazy and sinister. I'm trying to think. How can we talk about this movie without saying more spoilers?
Yeah, a little bit more before we go into spoilers, because it's going to be all spoilers from
From here on out,
yeah,
almost, not yet. What do you think about the female lead?
She was decent. She was pretty good. I can't recall anything I've seen her in. If you say something, I've seen her in other things, but I can't. Nothing comes to mind.
Elizabeth Debicki. I have no idea how to say her last name. She was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
she was the golden
Oh,
queen.
she was.
I forgot about that.
Wow.
That's right.
The race of
Dang,
perfect beings.
I totally see that now.
I think that's the only other thing I've seen her in though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Widows. I didn't see that one. Jennifer Lopez and Viola Davis. I didn't see that
I don't think I've seen that one.
No. But her as the female lead. Did she win you over?
She did a good job. I like her. I like her story arc. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially her epiphany at the end. Spoilers. So we'll talk about that.
It's hard to like not
Might
say
as-
spoilers right away, but we might as well just go into
Yeah,
it
she
right
did a
now.
good job. I feel like her character had a pretty good story arc, and it came through in the very end. So
Was the movie worth the wait?
I don't feel like I was like, it was yes. I think it was yes. Now, I feel like with all of Corona happening, it made the wait even more, even maybe a little worse. So I feel like people may have really, really high expectations for it. A lot of people will melt their brains, definitely. There's a lot to take in and a lot to pay attention to. And I don't know, I feel like the people will be like, oh, I was too confused, I couldn't keep up. But it's with all of his movies, you have to like really watch them several times. I feel like even with The Dark Knight, I watch it still, and I'm like, yo, there's parts in it that I didn't see the first time around or second time around.
To me, that's why sometimes it makes a movie good.
Exactly.
I definitely have to watch this again. I think we've all said we have to watch it more than once.
For sure.
But do you think this is something you can watch over and over?
You know, I was thinking that. I was saying that on the ride back. I was like, give it a year and I can watch it again. Like right now, probably not. It's a long journey.
It's 2.5 hours long.
And
all his movies are that long.
Yeah, exactly. So, I will definitely rewatch it again, though. Yeah, definitely. I like I said, I put that in there with the rest of his films. Is I feel like people need to give it a chance, and then you have to watch it again because there's things in it that you'll still see that you didn't realize.
Should you watch it again back in theaters though?
I would not pay to watch it again in theaters.
I feel like in a movie that big of a world, I feel like you do have to see it again in theaters.
Yeah.
To get that full.
Well, I felt that way about Inception too,
but you didn't watch it twice. Inception twice in theaters.
No, I did have it on DVD. I got it on Blu-ray though.
There you go. So overall, the cast though for this movie.
No, cast did good.
Yeah,
it was a good cast.
It was very strong casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't need a lot of faces. I feel like we.
Yeah, there wasn't. There really wasn't.
We didn't need to. And then with this being a spy movie, right? Yeah, it's a spy movie for sure.
I call it a spy movie.
Yeah, spy thriller. I don't know what the heck that means, but I guess that's what I would classify it as.
Yeah, I call it a spy movie with some twists. With a twist.
Why do you guys think people should go and watch this movie in theaters? And not wait, since the coronavirus is happening, and not wait for it to go to VOD.
Well, I don't condone anyone risking their lives if they don't want
risk
to.
your life. Support jobs.
Support the movie
Support
industry.
the movie industry. Well, the movie industry has to figure that out, and maybe they can do stuff from home. But should someone go to the theaters and see this? If you like Christopher Nolan's movies, I would say definitely yes. Go and check out this movie. If you like the actors that are in the movie, definitely, because they are on par. They were really good. So if you like the actors that are in the movie and you like Nolan's movies, then I would say yes, this is a must-see. If you don't and you struggle with time paradoxes, you might wait for it to come on DVD or Netflix.
Yes, this is no Toy Story.
This is not Toy Story. Definitely not Toy Story.
This is not a kid's movie. What was this movie even rated? Do you remember?
I'm hoping an R, but I think it could have slid and been a 13.
Oh, man.
But there's a lot of violence, so I'm going to say R.
Oh, man, I don't know what it was rated. Because it could have been PG-13, and I would have had no idea. Because we didn't get people like shot in the face.
Really, actually, yeah.
People weren't really cussing in this movie, which is good too, I guess.
There really wasn't a lot of graphic violence.
No, there really wasn't.
There was barely any blood at all, actually.
No.
Thinking about it. You didn't really see anybody, well.
It's PG-13.
PG-13, wow.
So I think that added to it a lot, actually, now that that's been said. I think Inception is probably PG-13 too. I don't see why it would be rated R, honestly.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah. See, and that's how you, like, blend those lines.
Right.
With great storytelling.
Right.
Not everything has to be rated R. Shoot 'em up, kill people, die.
Now, I will say that if it was rated R, I feel like they could have done some very decent, very, very, very much a little bit more violence, and it could have been a little darker.
Yeah. Inception was PG-13 as well. But I don't think really this story, I feel like didn't really need it.
Yeah. No, just to display like some, as far as the bad guy, if he could have done more damage or more bad things.
So from watching the trailer, and then from us actually watching it now, without giving away spoilers, how do you round up an actual summary of what the movie's about now to the people who's listening or watching this right now.
Well, the thing about this trailer that I appreciated was they didn't give away too much, which I feel like is mostly how Nolan does his stuff anyway. They didn't give away too much in the trailer. Because there's kind of a reveal, and that's why we're holding off on the spoilers. Because most of the movie is spoilers. Like once you go see it, you'll be like, oh, well, it's, But the trailer did a pretty good job of not saying exactly what was going on or not giving away too much information in the movie as far as what goes on in the movie.
Julian?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Comparing the movie to the trailer, I didn't after watching the movie, you couldn't tell what type of movie you were getting into based off of what they showed, and that's always a nice thing because, like you said, with trailers nowadays, I feel like they give away too much.
The entire movie in 3 minutes.
And by the time you go see that, you're like, well, I already saw that in a 30-second trailer on TV. Right. I'm spending money for this, but yeah, this movie definitely subverts expectations, and it's really good.
Awesome. All right, now officially we're going to spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah, trigger warning. Let everyone know. Turn it off. Go listen to other previous episodes. But we're going to get into Tenet spoilers. Spoilers time.
Spoiler. I have a button, a spoiler button.
Yeah, I tried to find a sound effect spoiler sound. Spoilers. That's good. That's funny. All right. How I broke this down last time, I basically talked the whole entire movie from beginning to end. Very first scene, we get. Start. When do you guys start?
Well, very first scene, they're in an opera house trying to. And there's a little bit about that first scene which I didn't quite understand. The guy who they were trying to. There was a team sent to kill the guy that they were trying to. I don't know who the guy was.
Yeah, we didn't get any answers.
They don't ever say anything back.
Wait, hold on, Julian. Before you start, I want to go back. So basically, the first 15 minutes of the movie, it was all a test.
Well,
it was all.
That's what I was going to say.
It was all
the
a
whole
test.
thing was a test for him to see if he would sell out his colleagues.
Right.
So.
And that's how he kind of. So he was inducted into this. Well, to look for more information on Tenet, but really to look for who was manufacturing these bullets or these bullets that could go back in time. And he had to prove himself to his CIA superior. He decided to not rat out his fellow partners.
Julian, explain what this test was. You're in the CIA. Explain this exact test that this.
Yeah, so it's like an infiltration mission, pretty much. He's tasked with getting. I'm assuming he's a U.S. politician. I don't even know.
Oh yeah, the guy. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the guy. But they go in through this opera house. There's like bombs planted or whatever that they have to go and extract, and this place is filled with people because they're going to see an orchestra. But yeah, to fast forward, anyways, he gets through the mission. They somehow capture him or whatever, and then they're interrogating him, and they're like pulling out his teeth and everything, and they have this little suicide pill that he's supposed to take, to obviously not spill any information, and apparently the whole thing was a test to see whether or not he would, under that type of pressure, if he would blow the mission by exposing his colleagues or.
Well, it was a test, but it wasn't like a given test,
right?
Like
no.
He passed by not ratting out his colleagues, but he was also the only one that didn't get killed on the mission.
Yeah. So this mission / test, they knocked out this whole entire orchestra of people, just gassed them, all passed out. Hopefully they're not all dead. I'm assuming they're not dead.
I don't know.
Some of them got shot.
I was going to say somebody got shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bullets flying around.
Did that gas not instantly just knock these people out?
Knocked them out quick, man.
That's crazy.
So from what they said there was another cell that was supposed to kill that guy, but they went in and extracted the guy before that other cell. It was all a cover up. The terrorists went into the opera house, and then the Russian police force showed up. The Russian police force was actually tasked to kill the congressmen and they were going in behind them to go in and kind of save the guy. In the process, they did find one of the pieces, which we find out was part of this device, which I'm not sure what they were trying to do with that device in the very end. I think they were trying to bury it.
Yeah,
or blow it up.
I don't know. I'm still trying to
process some of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So John David Washington, which is our main actor in this movie, so he passes CIA test,
Right.
and he gets granted to go on and take a bigger mission,
Right.
and to lead this mission. And the whole mission is to stop a terrorist organization or terrorist leader that,
To find out who's manufacturing, or to find out what's going on with these things from the future are appearing, and he's tasked to find out why that's happening and where it's coming from, and how it's getting here.
Yeah. So he meets this lady who has this firing range, who has these weird bullets. I did not understand what was happening.
I wouldn't even say it's the bullets. It's the whole concept.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying in the timeline, and then eventually she explains the bullets, and she explains everything else after that. But just seeing the part with the bullet stuff for a second, I was like, what is happening?
Right.
What are you guys?
And the first thing she says, what's within the first 30 minutes, don't try to understand it. And that's one thing you need to understand. The bottom line of the movie, don't try to accept what they're showing you.
Yeah.
Don't try to think too hard about what's going on.
Just enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride, but pay attention to what's happening in the movie. But everything that you know about physics, kind of ignore all that shit and just dive into the world that they're presenting you. And that's kind of what she says. Don't think too hard about it is like her exact quote from the movie, I think.
So if you haven't watched this movie yet and you get to this exact part, listen to what she's saying and just believe her.
Yes. This is happening in the world as far as somebody is able to manipulate things.
Certain properties of a certain...
certain physical properties of any object and make it to where it negatives itself out, I guess, and it is able to...
It introverts itself.
Introvert it. So that's what,
It introverts its physical time of how it appears.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the easiest way I can say it.
Yeah, that's probably it.
And through concentration, it seemed you can kind of manipulate that object if it has passed through the gateway.
So let's talk about that specifically, because it's really hard to understand and follow the movie after this part. So I guess there's these, like you said, gateways, aka time portals, is what I want to call them.
Yeah,
I want to call them
they're
time
pretty
portals.
much time portals.
But we don't really see it. We just see it's like a
revolving door.
Revolving door.
Yeah.
So it's really a revolving door. You go in one end, you come out the other end.
And you're in. You can be. You're introverted.
You're introverted time
yourself.
Period.
Right.
Yeah. So you start from the current state to the present state to the introverted time period.
Where when you're in introverted space, you are everything is moving against you. Is what I kind of.
Everything's basically backwards.
Right.
Yeah, except for the actual person.
Right. So you're moving forward through backwards time.
Yep.
What do you guys think about that?
And then that's what you have to kind of wrap your head around. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, obviously our explanation doesn't do any justice. You have to go see the movie in order to comprehend it. But their portrayal of how that works, I thought was very strong.
Yes.
With alone from the cinematography, and I don't know, when I was watching it, I actually felt like I was kind of moving backwards. I don't know. It was a weird sensation.
Yeah, the way the camera movement was going and the movements of the actual stuff happening in the actual scenes made you feel that way.
Yeah.
Right.
I couldn't imagine being the person holding the camera and filming and editing this back and forth.
Oh man, the editing job. Applause to the editing team.
For sure.
Right,
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Applause to the editing team because
cheer on the editing team.
The brain power just thinking about how a scene is gonna work in reverse. They had probably had a huge storyboard staff that had to put that together.
Yeah,
because that's pretty insane.
No, it was incredible.
And I feel like definitely by the time that we started seeing more introverted stuff, we're like our brains are like starting to melt. So we're really feeling like, okay, this is pretty insane.
Okay, so once he finds out that this thing is happening, and now he needs to go figure out who started this.
Right. He's doing a lot of investigation work to figure out. He has to go through several different people to find where or who this. At first, he's looking for the bullet supplier that's manufacturing what he thinks are introverted munitions, I guess. But later finds out through several different people, finds out that it's not just munitions, which he kind of already knows from the scientist lady.
I think they did a really good job of actually showing some police work, detective work.
Yes, they did actually.
Instead of just having him go in and shooting stuff
right.
up. Like
he did a lot of good investigating, and that's a pretty good part of the movie as well.
Totally. Especially you don't know if he's going to get caught or not.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That was really cool.
Along the way, meets another ally.
He meets Robert Pattinson's character.
Right.
And go ahead.
Has him help on a mission to find out more information. Which, now thinking about it, Robert Pattinson is from the future-ish.
Yeah, he's from the future-ish.
So he already knew all this stuff.
He already knew, yeah.
But due to the time flux capacitor, you have to go through the steps anyway, right? That's what I got from it.
Yeah, he was just reliving it.
Right.
I don't want to jump too forward, but he's living in the loop.
Right.
We'll get to that, explain that a little bit later. But he's living in the loop. And the whole concept right there alone was pretty good. You kind of just have to let things happen as they go. Made me realize a lot of things today. But no, they did a really good job with that. But yeah, so they're both together, working together. There's that scene where they go to that hotel or that apartment building. So it was the rope.
See, then that's what I kind of thought too,
about.
but I think they slung themselves up. I think it was just more
it
of
looked like a bungee cord.
Yeah, it was like a bungee push-pull thing. I don't think the ropes were actually...
Do you think that? I didn't know what you think from that part.
I don't think the ropes were actually... Well, he did the
they were
bungee
testing
string.
it. I thought they were testing it, but maybe they shot those ropes.
Yeah, he shot it up there, and it went around the pole. There's like a small clip of him. He only did it twice, and then it shot around there.
So that scene, I really thought they were using that.
The negative or inverted bungee,
and I was like, what the heck? Because they used no effort.
Right. And it's well, they had the machine. He had the machine on the floor, and it pulled them. Mm-hmm. The pulley pulled him up.
They
the
were
wall.
installing it. Dude was
Man,
like installing that thing.
That's crazy. The CIA has multiple gadgets I guess they could use.
Oh, there's no telling what they have.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. But that scene was pretty cool. I don't know why I expected more of a fight scene up there. I don't know why.
Oh, that you go to it shows that he thought that guy was the arms dealer, and she was like, well, no, he's just the fall guy.
That was great.
I'm actually the head bitch in charge of this organization.
Which was awesome. Didn't see that coming at all.
Exactly. Didn't see that coming at all.
No, that was cool. Yes. Women could be evil bosses too.
Can be arms dealers, so why not?
We're in 2020, okay?
After that, what happened after that? He was doing a little bit more investigating. I think that's when he met up with the girl, right?
Yes, and
after that, kind of, she gave him some information on.
Yeah, Jillian, explain who that girl is.
She is the estranged wife of the main bad guy in the movie. So she has a connection to who he is, and that's why John's character is in contact with her, because she basically is the key to getting to him. So.
Right.
So they partner up because there's some bad blood between the what's her name? What's her character's name? Kat.
Yeah.
Kat and her and the villain. So she's kind of like trying to get revenge too, all for the sake of her son.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a pissed off wife here.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's crazy is that we don't get any of these people's names except for Cats. We don't know Pattinson.
I have no idea what John.
We never heard their
This
name.
is true.
They never said their names. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep referring to John David Washington as John David Washington because they don't ever say his name, and they never say Pattinson's name either. I guess they're just agents. Protagonist.
Agent 1, Agent 2.
Tenet, if you will, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they're tenants.
Is that his name technically?
Oh yeah. So yeah, so he meets this girl, gets some more insider intel, and then he sneaks his way in to meet her husband.
Right.
And finds out he has something that can destroy the world.
Right. He mentioned opera to him, which was his plan at the opera house. So I'm just now getting this. He was actually trying to steal that piece of the device from the opera house, and from the very beginning of the movie. So that's why he said opera to him, and he was like, "Oh, we'll meet up." So
because he was ready to kill him.
Right. He was very graphically
was like,
said how he was going to kill him for messing with his wife.
Yeah.
But they didn't mess around. He said, "Yet."
Right.
Which was great. Oh man, very sly. As he got up to say goodbye, he kisses her on the cheek right in front of him.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, he fucked up. He's really fucked up." But he's fine. He made it out alive. So after meeting, is that when they go to the art dealer place and then they try to steal that part?
Pretty much, yeah. I would say at that point.
Because the whole scene where they're at that place, I was trying to understand what was going on at that painting safe house thing.
Oh, okay. Well, they went on. Well, she tried to kill her husband first. Because they went on a boat trip, and she tried to push him off the boat.
But she failed.
That happened before they went to the art.
Yeah, that part did. We didn't see that really. They just talked about that part. We didn't actually see that part, right?
No, she pushed him off. That's when they were racing the boats.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if that was before or after they went to the art gallery. Because I know that piece of art that she liked was something that she wanted. There was that piece of art was there for a reason. He was holding it over her or something.
Right.
So that's why she couldn't just walk away off that and her kid.
Well, he had framed her with that. He was blackmailing her with that piece of art.
That's what it was.
He was like, well, I think if you stole this from me, so I can basically, ruin you and say you stole this and put you in jail because of this piece of art.
The whole reason that they were going to that facility, I believe, was to steal the painting or just burn it, get rid of all the evidence.
No. The reason they were going to that facility was because that one of the machines was in there. The time machines was in there. And they were going to see. So he had owned that company, which they kind of explained was a Swiss bank, whereas Swiss bank is something that people know, but it also has this ominous thing where people go and, exchange fraudulent money. So he had owned a company that kind of did that with artwork.
Okay.
And they had something hidden in that place. They didn't know what it was. So they were going in there to see what it was that was hidden in there, and it turned out to be one of the time machines.
Yeah.
And they were trying to figure out why it was in there. But before that, I think she tried to kill him, and then he brought that box back because he had the gold bars in there.
Yeah, that's true.
And he had most of that machine put together. And I can't remember because he was about to kill him on the boat, and then he was like, I can't remember. They made a plan to work together to do something.
Yeah, was he trying to sell him? Oh, yeah, he was trying to sell him more of the
because that's when he revealed he was with the CIA.
Yeah, that the CIA was trying to sell more explosives or something.
Yeah, the plutonium. That's where the plutonium came into play. Okay.
So much going on. So much going on in this movie for 2.5 hours worth of movie.
Right.
So then while they're at the storage facility, then these two armed people from the past from the past, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, come and
they're from the future.
They're technically from the future,
but they come
moving forward in the past.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. So they find this time machine portal thing, and then two people come out.
Yes, and they don't know who these two people are because they're masked up, kitted up, and they're doing introverted time battle.
We never see who they are till later.
Right.
Then you fast forward.
I mean, we're already doing spoilers. Might as well just.
I'm just trying to
I knew it. I figured after the way that they were fighting, I was like, man, these masked men suck.
Yeah, Julian called it. Well, I thought it was weird. I was like, why does he know his moves?
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, they're like going.
Well, he was also trying not to touch him too.
That's true.
Because he knew.
Yes. But we didn't know that at the time.
Exactly.
You know? My thing was just like, wow, this dude is terrible.
And Pattinson was like, "Don't kill him." Pattinson said, "Don't kill him." And I was like, "Why did he want him to kill him?"
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where he had the gun drawn on him and everything.
Yeah, and he was stopping him, and I wondered
kill him.
that too. I was like, oh, maybe Pattinson's a double agent.
That's what I thought, and then
No.
he obviously was not. Fast forward, what happens after that? I don't remember.
I'm still processing. What did happen after that?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember what happened after this.
What do you think that a big part of it was him like taking off the helmet of
Right. So yeah, Robert Pattinson is running after one of the agent that's fully kitted up, and you see him rip his helmet off, and then he sees the agent. The viewers can't see it. Robert Pattinson sees who it is, and he lets him go. But Robert Pattinson tells John that he killed him. He killed one of the agents.
Yes, and that's what automatically made me think he was a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he lied about it. He was lying to John. He didn't kill the agent. He let him go.
Yeah, we find out later why.
Why? Yeah. why
Okay,
he
so
did that.
chronologically, what happens after that in the movie?
I am trying to think.
I can't remember.
Oh, the car scene where they're trying to retrieve
The plutonium. Okay, so this is when they go. So the bad guy and John, John is like, well, I can get you plutonium because you're an evil piece of shit and you want to blow up people. So I can get you some Lake 5 plutonium. I don't know what that was called, but I can get you some plutonium, right? And they go and try to rob a plutonium truck, a truck with plutonium in it.
But they were double crossing the main bad guy.
Right.
Right.
So they go and steal the plutonium from this truck, this armored truck, in a very elaborate way, which you have to see.
Oh, incredible.
And then when he finds out what's actually inside, he's like, this is not plutonium. I have no idea what the fuck this thing is. And then that's when we get the inverted car chase, which we don't quite understand why it's inverted until about 15 minutes later. They are already in the future stealing it from...
Themselves.
And
Well,
that's
he's stealing it from the other... Oh, Jesus.
and that's the beauty of this film, which made me appreciate it, is all this stuff that's happening is confusing as hell at first. You're just like, what is this?
What is this?
Until you get deeper into the movie and it
All
and
of it
comes
starts
back,
to make sense.
full circle, and you're just like, holy
Holy
crap.
shit, now I get it.
And
now I get it.
That's why, I don't want to jump the gun by saying this is one of my favorite movies for 2020 so far, but it's definitely very interesting and different from anything else that I've seen so far. But sorry, I just had to throw that in there. Go ahead and continue.
No, that's fine. So after this car chase scene, the bad guy has his wife at gunpoint, tells John Washington,
I'm a killer.
I'm going to kill her if you don't give up the stuff you stole. He decides to give up the stuff he stole.
But he kept saying he didn't remember, which I don't know if that was true or not, because he did technically have to go back to retrace his steps to find out what exactly happened with that exchange.
Man, after he said, well, screw this girl, I got my thing back, I'm letting her die in the car. That was crazy how he got her back.
Oh.
Just in the car scene alone.
Oh,
I got you.
Sorry.
where he had to jump in.
Right. Very intense.
It reminded me of Speed. Like jump off the car, jump off the bus to get into the car, the safety.
Yeah.
They did a really good job of that. How the heck did he stop it though? There's no those brakes. Those brakes had to be so sensitive. He barely touched it.
He had like a finger on there. It's like, all right, you did it.
There's no way.
I don't know. It's a 2020 Mercedes. Who knows?
Oh man, that was
Sensitive
BMW.
brakes. Was it BMW?
No, I don't know. Either way, that was crazy.
No, it was an Audi.
That was movie magic.
Yeah,
movie magic. But so as soon as he gets her, the bad guy's henchmen come and take them away. And automatically they're just back at their place. That was very confusing.
Was it the henchmen that busted them up though? Or was it all the main like Patterson squad?
No, it was because they took him into that room where they had him tied up and her in the other room. I was like, I'm gonna shoot her.
There's no, because that was before.
So that's when we
stopping the car.
They break in. That's when we were introduced to the A team. These guys that are from the future, preventing it from being destroyed.
Jumping ahead a little bit. Because
You're talking about in the room, the red and blue room.
Yes.
Red and blue room.
Yes.
But right before that is that car scene. He saves her.
Oh yeah.
He saves her, and then the henchmen come and they separate them.
Oh yeah. No, you're
Is it?
right. You're right. Because that's when they start shooting at Patterson. They like pull up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he's
They
like,
start shooting at
he's like,
Patterson,
I'm
yeah.
calling the Calgary.
Okay.
And then they
Okay.
get separated, and they're
Right.
walking to separate rooms.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying, like, the car stopped, and then, like, they get out, take them away, like, 20 feet away,
Well,
and they're at the time machine thing.
There was a little bit of foreshadowing because when she first walked in there, when she first walked into that room, you don't see the red and blue room yet, but he has all those guns displayed on the table, and she looks over and she sees the guy with the mask. So he was already inverted, and he was waiting to pick up her husband. And remember when he went into the room, he was like, "All right, tell me what happens." And this is during the car scene. He was like, "All right, let me know what happens," because he was about to invert himself. Exactly. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch this movie.
You
Damn,
definitely
I
have to watch
forgot,
it.
I forgot that
You
whole
definitely have to
part.
rewatch it because he was in the room. He had the earpiece on. He was like, "All right, let me know what happens, guys."
So
And
that-
then
And I was wondering why he was talking like that.
yeah, and I just
But yeah, wow.
it's
See,
making sense
So
now.
yeah, after the car scene, they're both separated. The bad guy has her at gunpoint again. I was like, I need you to tell me where the real thing's at with the plutonium,
The little
the piece,
piece.
yeah, the piece of the
piece.
the
bomb.
piece that make the plutonium explode.
Well, it's a bomb. It's
I
nothing
know
has. It
is
doesn't have really anything to
there's
do.
3 pieces,
Right.
and you.
He
get all
needs.
3
There was
together.
9. So what it
Oh,
is?
yeah.
There's a scientist from the future who has created the formula to invert shit, and she killed herself because she didn't want people to get this formula. Before she killed herself, she broke up the formula into 9 pieces. This evil guy has gotten all the 9 pieces together to do. I don't really understand what he was going to do with them. He was going to kill himself.
He
and
was
blow up-
dying of pancreatic
Right.
cancer,
Right.
and so he's just like, if
Fuck
I'm
it.
dying, everybody's
I'm
dying.
taking everybody with me.
It's just like, damn, bro.
Oh my gosh! So he's going to shoot this girl, his wife,
Right.
and he tells John David Washington, "I need you to tell me where the piece is at." He tells him where it's at. He goes off and find it. The bad guy goes off and tries to find it,
Mm-hmm.
and then John David Washington's character decides, "I'm going to go chase after him."
Mm-hmm.
But then he decides to use the time machine thing
Mm-hmm.
to go into the inverted time travel bullshit thing.
Mm-hmm.
When we're right there, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
All that sounds really scary. So he had to put on this breathing tank
Right.
because he was getting reverse air.
Right.
I'm so confused.
Mhm.
Reverse air, which is just, will the air still not be the same oxygen?
Well, everything is pushing against you, is what the way they described it. So everything.
How do
is,
these scientists come up with this reverse air tank thing and like,
Yeah, you're breathing your own air in instead of the
Oh.
reverse world's air because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So
thank you.
So it's normal air. He's just supplying his own because the
tank is just,
inverse world's air supply wouldn't work.
right. You wouldn't be
So-
able to breathe.
It was-
So
Yeah.
if you flush a toilet in the reverse world, does it go the
Very
opposite
good
way?
question.
I'm
Only,
so-
only Tenet 2 will tell.
So if I took a straw from the reverse world to the present time, will the straw blow instead of
Right.
suck?
It'll push out.
I'm
pop,
so
right?
confused.
You'll be a magician, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
David Blaine style, right?
Oh man. So with this world, man, that world is like crazy. I want to know how long they've known about this world, which I don't really say too much, which is fine, whatever.
Right. They did. Well, they said it was several hundred years in the future, is what they kept referencing that
God.
they created this. So my thing was, I didn't really understand what they kept referencing to was like, okay, don't these people and they called it the grandfather paradox or whatever. Like, don't these people in the future know that time travel can kill what they've created can kill us? And from what I got, what the bad guy said at one point was, the Earth is all messed up in the future, and he doesn't give a shit and wants to kill everybody now, anyways.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go talk piece by piece of what's happening.
It really is.
But the ending, basically, there's a big action army filled type.
Which I didn't
battle.
quite understand who those people they were shooting were or what that base was. I didn't quite understand that.
All I know is there was a bunker that they were trying to
Get the bomb.
put the pieces in, or if they were extracting the final piece. I have no idea. You're right.
Yeah,
It
so
was-
from what I got from the ending scene was that there was a big bunker thing where they had the bomb at. They were going to try to put it together and then make it explode. but before they could make it explode, I guess the good guys
The
went
two
in.
teams went in.
The two teams,
One
which-
was one inverted team, one regular team went
Mhm.
in.
and they went at the same time.
Right. Like which
All right, so last scene that we see at the end of this movie is
the battle. You're talking about
the battle. Red team, blue team, go. Squadrons, go.
One inverted team, one introverted, one regular team, one inverted team.
Going down to the bunker to take back the bomb and the pieces and separate
To
them.
prevent a bomb from going off.
Yes.
Blue team is supposed to not make it happen, but red team is supposed to make it happen. So I guess was that what it was supposed to be, to cancel itself out?
Yeah, because they were supposed to die.
Okay, so
There
it's supposed to cancel
There
itself
was a
out.
team that was supposed to die and a team that wasn't supposed to die, which still. Does anything mean anything for the future? Like, is there alternate timelines now? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, they didn't really dive into timelines, and I believe that arms dealer was like, yeah, it's not in this unit. I don't know. They didn't really talk about timelines, I guess, which is too much. There would be too much going on if they were talking about timelines, too. We didn't really do any time travel. We did introvertedness in this movie. So you're in the same time. You're just
That's
moving
it just
in
the
reverse.
introverted sounds way more complicated than actual
time travel.
time travel for sure.
Inversion.
Inversion.
What were we calling it? Introverted?
Mhm.
Introverted.
That's not right.
Inverted.
Inversion.
Inverted. Inversion. Inverted. I'm just used to saying inverted from Photoshop.
And they kept saying something in the movie. He kept saying, "We're like the keepers of something." I can't remember the way he said it.
Oh my gosh. Well, they ended up saving the world,
They did.
stopping this part. All thanks to Pattinson.
Yes, Pattinson saved the day for sure.
His
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 wife too, because I guess we had to talk about his wife.
Pattinson's wife?
No, the girl.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh
Cat.
yeah, the main girl, Cat.
Kat ended up killing her terrible fucking husband.
He hits women and he's a piece of shit.
Right on time in order to save the world. So there was two things that were going on at the same time. One was they were trying to stop a bomb, and the other one was if they failed to stop the bomb, then Kat was going to kill her husband, and she just couldn't take his shit anymore. So she ended up killing the
He
dude.
said, "Fuck it."
Threw him
Kill
off the boat. Gnarly bashed his head out. So that was like the most graphic
Oh.
thing.
It's like, oh, he's
When-
dead.
When old boy came off the boat and just busted his head.
I was like, "What is she doing with the lotion in the water?"
yeah.
She's greasing it
she
up
was
so
like-
she can
she
slide
just
his ass right on through.
Oh, for a second, and I was like, I thought that was a trap. I was like, she's trying to make a trap for him to make him walk this way.
That's what I thought too.
That's what I was waiting for.
Just
But
waiting
nope,
for him to
she
slip or
just
something, yeah.
slid his ass
Just
through.
just greased him up and slid him off the boat after she shot him. And then her big thing was she pulled up because in the movie she explained to John, I think, how she had pulled up and seen a girl jumping off the boat after they had,
Mistress. His
right.
mistress.
She thought who was his mistress.
Yeah, so he was abusive but faithful.
Oh, he's a total piece of shit. He wanted to kill the world.
Yeah, he was abusive as fuck. Wanted to kill the world, but he was very faithful.
So how was she able to be introverted? Introverted? What's it called? Inversion without having a mask.
That's a good ass question.
Movie magic.
Because that's
Movie
what
magic.
when she was on the boat, like she was going to meet her husband. She
Yeah.
was inversion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't wearing a mask that whole time. She was on the boat,
A
and
movie
there was two
magic.
of her there
Yeah,
because
there
her
was.
other one was with her son,
Yeah.
and she came back. So
This movie makes no sense.
how is she able to?
I'm trying to think if
She was in before John left to go on the mission. She was in that box.
yeah.
Was she in She couldn't have been in regular time because herself was already there.
There can't be two of her in the same timeline unless one of them has to be.
Reversed, right?
Yeah. Christopher Nolan, you have some explaining to do. If anyone's watching, have seen this movie, explain in the comments what the heck happened with that
I don't know
part.
if you can explain in text. We might need a lot to explain that one. To explain what
Oh,
is
man.
actually going on.
Yeah, so they saved the world. All thanks to Pattinson. Pattinson reveals to John David Washington that his storyline doesn't go any further right now. How do you explain it?
Pattinson said that your story is just beginning. He basically said that we've been friends for a long time. John asked Pattinson, who recruited you? And he's like, well, don't you remember you did? But obviously he didn't because he hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Because Pattinson is basically reveals that he's from a future that hasn't yet happened, and that him and John are homies, and that they go on lots of missions together. And Pattinson basically says that, this is the beginning of your story, but this is kind of the end of mine.
So with that being said, so Pattinson's character is a time traveler because he is not.
There's no other way that he would know all the shit that he does.
Well, besides that, he's also not introverted.
Right.
So he has to be a time traveler. So time traveling exists in the future.
And that's one of the other things. I guess maybe they had to have time traveled that girl then, because that had happened a long time ago.
I don't know.
Like more than a week ago.
Yeah.
They didn't
Weeks
explain
ago.
that part in the movie.
Yeah, because she kept saying that was in the past with her husband and her on the boat. So
Well, John did ask her at one point. He said, "Well, what's the best time? When do you think he would want to kill himself? Because he was going to kill himself, and he had that cyanide pill." And she was like, "Well, I think he would pick this day." So I guess they had time travel to push her back without having to wear a mask. They never
explained time
about
travel
that.
at all. So I'm still as confused as before after talking to other
Talking
people who've
through
seen
it.
this movie. I'm assuming they're still confused too a little bit as well.
Yes.
But overall,
Definitely.
the movie was great.
Overall, very good cinematography, very good action scenes.
Very good story that was like a big puzzle,
Yes.
but
very
still good.
puzzle.
Still a good puzzle that I still want to put together. I'm excited to see Pattinson in future movies, aka Batman.
True. And John as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, John's gonna be an amazing actor.
Does he have
He's
anything,
gonna have a good career.
Coming up?
Coming up, I'm not sure. Yeah. So overall, what would you guys rate this movie? I know we've only seen it once. From 1 out of 10.
I would say 7 something.
7.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
7.3.
I'll get a 7 as well.
I definitely will have to watch it. If I watch it again, like Inception, I would probably rate it a little bit lower, maybe a 6. But as I've watched Inception multiple times, it makes a lot more sense,
Yeah.
especially Inception, because they deal with dream
All sorts of different
diving
layer
exactly.
content, just
And once you start understanding, the
Yeah.
levels of
Yeah.
dreaming,
And this is going to be the same.
Exactly.
This is going to be a multiple watch.
Yeah, with Inception, you still didn't know if it was still an Inception or not.
right at the very end. Though that
Yeah.
was the thing for
With this
Inception.
movie, you can find a little bit more structure. I feel like once you find out what the rules are
right?
in this movie.
And I think that's the big point is the rules of this world, of this universe, or
Yeah,
how they work.
the limitations.
Right.
But there's thrown in time travel that they didn't talk about. But I like this movie a lot. I'm excited. If they were to make a part 2, I'd definitely go see it. I don't think he does part 2s really, unless it's like a superhero movie. Has Nolan done multiple?
I have to look that up.
I don't think so. Besides
Just Batman.
Yeah, just The Dark Knight. But if you make another one, I'd watch it.
What is your next movie review?
My next movie review? Shoot, I have no idea. I don't know what's coming out. I would really like to read Wonder Woman whenever that comes out.
I feel like that should have been one of the first things that, since it was already supposed to have came out.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's coming out anymore. It didn't say in the preview.
Oh, really?
No. No, it did not say release date. Release date, October 2nd.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
So we still have a little bit. Who knows? That might change. You guys have anything else to add to this movie review today?
Nope. Go melt your minds, guys.
We'll see it.
I would suggest not doing drugs before this movie because it's not going to make any more sense.
I don't know. You might be able to understand more.
Oh my
Right? Get
God.
your mind in that special place. It all makes sense to you.
Yes. Well, everyone, as always, thank you for watching and listening to the Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Marcy, with Julian and Blake. And that's going to wrap up today's episode.
See ya.
Don't forget to subscribe.